thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin and MSTR and just doing some price speculation. So this is pure speculation, of course. None of this is going to happen. These are just guesses. But today I'm just going to be using some numbers that I looked at. And pretty much we're going to be comparing the growth from halving to peaks. In 2012, we had an 8,000% gain to the peak in 2013. In 2016 to the 2017 peak, there was a 2,800% gain. And from the 2020 halving to the 2021 peak, there was a 700% gain. So there's a trend that I was just running some numbers, and 2,800 is 35% of 8,000. So the first cycle or halving to peak, so 2012 to 2013, that 8,000, when you take the percentage of what 2,800 is of 8,000, it's 0.35 or 35%. And then so on to the next halving, you get 2,800, and then the next one's 700. 700 is 25% of 2,800. So it looks like there's some kind of trend. And when you take 35% and subtract that by 28.5%, you get 25. And then when you subtract 25, which was the last cycle's numbers, that 25% by 28.5, you get this number that's 17.9. And 17.9, if you translate that into this cycle, that would give you 125%, because 17.9% of 700 is 125%. So if we were to take it to the halving date was April 19th, 2024. So we're going to find that. That's this day right here from the open. And we will go up 125% and see where that takes us. And that takes you to $143,000, being the top, not actually being the top. These are just numbers that I'm looking at and looking at trends. I personally think we're going higher than that, but what I think doesn't really matter at the end of the day. What it's going to do is what it's going to do. How I feel, what I think, what you feel, what you think, doesn't matter. So I'm just looking at pure data, pure numbers, taking percentages and calculating them, and this is what I got. $143,000. So that would be, that would be a 52% gain from where we're at today. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not saying this is going to be accurate. Don't bank on this. This is 99.9% chance all of this is going to be wrong. This is just for fun and speculation. And then we're going to go to the Ballistic model. And if you look here, 143K would take you to a 1,000 MSTR. So take a look here at MSTR. And if we take that 368 roughly, we're going to just do it from 369 to 1,000. That'll give us, it's pretty close to our target, about 170% move. But we know that if you get this and you have some kind of MSTU or MSTX position, 170, you can multiply by 2. So that would put you at 340%, which would give you 162. But we know that MSTX does more than that. So if we take 170 and we multiply by 2.25, that'll get you 382%. So maybe you hit 178 on MSTX. Just rough estimates, just rough numbers. You can put the same thing on MSTU. 383%. So we'll do that on MSTU for anybody who likes MSTU over MSTX. 383%. Well, 340 initially would take you to 34, and 383 would take you to about 37 bucks. So let's see what happens. It's just pure speculation. Just get something. I like to do these on the weekend when the markets are closed. So just to get the brain going and seeing what could happen. I think it's just fun to think of what could happen. Obviously, we have no clue what's going to happen, but things have been looking pretty good lately. Overall, we did get a nice little drop recently this past hour. Let's see if we take it back over and can continue up higher. This thing is looking good though, especially if we pull like a fib. So if we pull a fib here, we're getting a bounce off the golden zone, the 0.618. See if we can hold above the 0.5 and push up higher. If we pull it down even further to this one, you're sitting at, you just got to bounce off the 0.5 and you're sub 382. So let's see if we get above that and continue pushing up higher. But this thing looks super bullish. Like any moment now, one of these days we're just going to wake up and it's going to be like $5,000, $10,000 higher. It's going to be like one of those pops, just a matter of time. We'll see. Maybe we can go down a little bit before that even happens, but we'll see. That's all I have for you guys, a real quick video on speculation, and I'll see you guys in the next one.